Welcome everyone to our Medicare Wednesday call, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, as per usual. So I usually give it just a couple minutes for everyone to join on in. Tonight, we're going to be discussing some Medicare supplements. So we'll stay on that topic of Medicare supplements and kind of how they operate, what they are. I'll do a little brief intro. And then the next call will really go into the Medicare Advantage side. We'll really talk about the Medicare Advantage. And then the following call after that, we're going to compare them and we're going to say, hey, like, how do you compare the two? And then we want to give you guys a presentation. How would I do a presentation on a Medsupps? How would I do a presentation on a Medicare Advantage plan? So stuff along those lines is crucial, right? Because we want to give you sales training, right? So, and education on the products, but we also want to teach you the sales training aspect of it, right? The education is amazing because you have to have the knowledge. The more informed you are, the more confident you are when you go out in the field and you're selling. So that's a crucial thing for all agents just in general, right? So let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen over here. Next out of this one. Give me 1 second. I'll share screen and let me just see which one to share. All right, let's share screen too. And just admit people as they come in. All right. Bingo. All right, cool. All right, everyone. So you should be able to see my screen. Mike, you want to give me a thumbs up? You can see my screen on the PowerPoint. Cool.
Yes, sir. You're good to go.
All right. So this is all in the training, just so everyone knows. So right here, you could go into our training. You could look at this. You can watch this call, all calls. I record them so that way I could send them out to everyone too for all of our contracted agents. Everyone gets access to it. So you're not going to lose it. Or if you want to go into the training and watch this exact PowerPoint, the way that I explain it in the PowerPoint, you can do that as well. Right. But I don't want anyone to miss out on what we do live because there's these golden nuggets that you'll get during these calls. So Medicare Supplements Explained. So let's start walking through that. So for a lot of people, for everyone in general, they're going to ask questions like, what do I need to get a Medsupps? Right? Our clients need to have Part A and Part B, right? So they called entitled to Part A and enrolled in Part B. You got to have on your red, white, and blue card, Part A and Part B. We'll need to add Part D later to avoid a LEP, or have credible coverage is what they call it. Okay. So they don't need to have a Part D, but in order, Part D is a prescription drug plan. So they can have prescription drugs. They don't have to, they're not required to have it, but otherwise they'll be penalized if they don't. But if they're a veteran, for example, that would be credible coverage that they would have. Okay. So we would call that Part A, Part B, and Part D. So just remember A, B, D. Don't worry about Part C. And then who's it offered by? This is by a private health insurance company. And let's talk about exactly what's included in it. So why Medsupps? Medsupps, those are the Cadillac plans, right? It's like the top of the line. Our final expense clients, most of them, they can't afford it. Okay. They can't afford to buy a Medsupps and pay $150 a month. And we'll go into cost and all that stuff that increases. You know, I'll walk into some homes and they could be paying $300, $400 a month to have health insurance. Right. And that's going to go into a couple different things. And I'll show you a couple different reasons as to why they could be paying that much money. Okay. So it's important for us to know, hey, our clients are paying a lot of money. Why are they paying so much money? And how can we either one, help them save money, or two, offer them alternative products to make sure that their cost goes down? So why do we love Medsupps, right? Why do I say they're the Cadillac plan? There's no network. Any doctor that accepts original Medicare, that red, white, and blue card, any doctor that accepts it, and most doctors are a fool if they don't accept it because it's the largest pool of people, or one of the largest pools of people, right? You're talking, if you got my email that I sent out today, in 8 years from now, it's going to be 80 million people. You're not going to accept that. You're going to deny, 62 million right now is what we have actively. That's amazing. If you didn't read the email that I sent out today and the numbers, definitely read that. So billing itself, that's coordinated with Medicare. So you got the insurance company fighting for you as far as the billing goes. So that's awesome. So Medicare pays that 80%. Hey, we're going to pay the remaining 20%. There's no prior authorization. What does that mean? So you go to the doctor's office, the doctor says that you need surgery, you get the surgery. With a Medicare Advantage plan, you go to the doctor and the doctor says you need surgery. The insurance company goes back and says, hey, this costs a lot of money, do 12 sessions of physical therapy. That's what prior authorization means. Okay. It covers the gap that Part A and Part B do not pay. So that's good to know too, right? There's gaps in it. Medicare, just remember this, Medicare pays 80%. This is the remaining 20%. Okay. And stuff like that. So little to no co-payments, co-insurance and deductibles. What does that mean? What is a co-payment? When you go to the doctor, it's a portion that you pay. It can be a small amount. Okay. Can be $250 for a co-payment at your specialist office, depending on what you're getting done, or it could be $20. That's your co-payment. So co-insurance, that's a percentage of how much you pay. So let's say, for example, it could be 20% co-insurance. The bill is 10 grand. You pay 20% of 10 grand, you pay $2,000. So it's not just like a co-payment, which is a fixed dollar amount. Go to the specialist, $20. Okay. And then a deductible, that's before your health insurance even kicks in, you have a deductible. So you got to pay the first $500 and then the insurance kicks in. And I'll explain exactly how that works. But it can change you can change anytime during the year. So this is the thing. Medicare Advantage plans and Medicare Supplements. Okay. But we're going to focus on Medsupps. Medsupps, you can change from one company to another. There's no election periods, right? You don't need a reason to change. You can change because you want to change. Okay. You just feel like changing because the rate's better over here. This one offers whatever it is. They're all the same anyways, but it doesn't matter. It's generally rates is why you want to change. Okay. Medicare Advantage plans, you need a special election period. And as you guys know, we sell them all year round anyways. But there's always reasons why, especially with our low income clients. You offer household discounts. That's pretty cool. So United Healthcare, they have a really cool one that we see, and it offers a big, like $100 a month household discount, which is tremendous. And that can get you the sale. Multiple letters to choose from. We'll go over the different letters, high deductible options. So you guys see when you're in Sunfire, you see, hey, why is this Medsupp, this plan G, only $42? How? It doesn't even make sense. Well, it's high deductible, meaning so instead of it having $0 deductible or $233 deductible, the deductible is $2,400. So of course it's going to be lower, right? It becomes a math problem then. Well, what's $2,400 in a deductible? If I pay that full amount, what's 2,400 divided by 12? Well, it's an extra $200 a month. So yeah, you're saving $200 a month if you don't go to the doctor, if you don't get sick or anything, right? So the math can make sense sometimes. Most of the time, whenever we're dealing with life insurance sales and replacements, or even Medicare sales, whether it's Medsupp or Med Advantage, they really, at their core, they break down to a math problem for me, right? If you're looking at a Medsupp, it's just mathematics. Hey, this one is literally cheaper than this one, and that's all that it is. Here's how much money you save down the line. Okay. Plans are standardized. So what does that mean? What is standardized? The reason why Mike is going to say shortly that Medsupps are the easiest sale and the easiest thing to understand is because they're all the same. A Plan G with Mutual of Omaha is a Plan G with United Healthcare, with Humana. They are the same exact thing. Tell you what changes: the premium. That's it. It's not hard. It's not complex. It really is not. It's simple. To change one to the other is the easiest thing in the entire world. They are the same. Let's go to the next slide over here. They're literally identical. So keep that in mind, guys. If you have questions, make sure you drop them in the group chat on here. But you could text me too. I'll check my phone periodically too. All right. So why not Medsupps? Okay. So you got a client that's pretty sick. They're in a Medsupp right now and they have congestive heart failure and they're diabetic. Well, yeah, they're underwritten, so you can't change them. So they're medically underwritten. The premium is expensive. One of our clients, actually, this is a great example. I don't know if she's on here. Let me see if she's on here. Megan is not on here. Megan, she's probably out there hustling, right? She's always hustling. Megan was with a client who literally was paying $100 a month for a plan that he could get for $0. So we were able to save this guy $100 a month. And the reason why that saving that amount of money was so crucial for him was because his check's only $1,200 a month. So you just like think about that mathematically. What is 100 of $1,200? Right? For that guy, that's a lot of money, right? 10% is $120. So we're talking what, 9% of his monthly checks going just to health insurance. It saves the guy a lot of money. So especially, you got to think about it. These people just can't afford it. The price goes up every single year. No benefits beyond original Medicare. What does that mean? There's no dental, there's no vision, there's no hearing. You got to pay for all this stuff. It's sold separately. You want more, you got to pay more. Okay. You got a deductible. So that's something. It's $233 before the insurance kicks in. It's not a lot of money, but 233 divided by 12, call it about $20 a month, right? Only covers inpatient or outpatient meds, right? Not self-administered. So if someone's on like lisinopril, right, or blood pressure medication or clopidogrel, if they're on an insulin or something like that, that's not covered by this plan that you pay a premium for. Okay. So you need to have an additional Part D, which just remember the Part D is drugs, Part D, drugs, prescription drugs. You have to have an additional plan, which means you got to pay more money. That's good. And it kind of is, it's hard for the clients. Our clients are seniors, right? 3 cards, the original Medicare card, a Medsupps card, and then a card for their prescription drugs. And then there's a card if they need to have dental, then there's a card if they want to have vision. And then there's a card if they want to have this, that, and the other, right? So it's a lot of cards for our seniors to carry around. That's okay. If they get it, they get it. That's all right. All right. So here's the plan, guys. So these are the different plans. Look at the letters: A, B, C, D, F, G, K, L, M, N. Okay. How many is that? 10 letters, I believe, right? So there's 10 letters that we have with these plans. I'm going to double check because I want to make sure I'm right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10 letters. All right. So there's 10 letters. Of the 10 letters, you can only sell to new people, right? New to Medicare, 2 letters. That's it. You're done. Only 2. Like what? So they started with 10, but you can only sell 2 now. So the writing's on the wall as to why you see that we're primarily a Medicare Advantage organization. Yes, it goes hand in hand with final expense clients. And we get that, right? We love that. It's awesome. It's great for us. But the insurance companies, what happens when people live longer? When their medical bills get higher, do we get healthier as we get older? No, generally we don't. I don't know. So maybe some people do. Maybe you get healthier. I don't know. You found the fountain of youth. But I will tell you that most people don't. Okay. So the rates have to go up for these people. And I'll show you how the rates increase. But let's kind of look at this plan real quick. Okay. Let's look at this over here. Okay. So which ones can you actually sell to existing clients right now that are new to Medicare? If they're born after 1/1/1955. And I'll tell you exactly why. Plan G and a Plan N, these 2 right here. So Plan G and a Plan N. So only 2 that you could sell to new people to Medicare. All these other ones, a Medicare Advantage smokes them, right? Just like it makes you would never sell something with a 50% coinsurance to someone, 75% coinsurance to someone. Like, it makes 0 sense. Out of pocket limit is $6,600, $3,300. Get a Medicare Advantage, right? So a Plan G covers everything. So if you just look at this stuff, Part A, Part B, all that stuff, it covers it all, except for this checkbox. All right. This is the Part B deductible, $233 divided by 12, about $20 a month, right? Okay, not a problem. So you go to the doctor, you pay $233. You don't go to the doctor, you don't pay $233. But otherwise, everything else that you have, okay, right over here, you can read these: Medicare Part A, Medicare Part B, all this stuff is covered. So you go to the doctor, you go to the hospital, you have surgery, you don't pay a dime, right? It's not pay as you go. Like a lot of people, if you have health insurance, most people understand health insurance, how it works. You go to the doctor, you pay a copayment, right? Nope, not with this, not with the Plan G. It's a Cadillac plan right there, right? After that $233 right here, anything you do, you don't pay for. If you have a heart attack, you're in the hospital, you don't pay anything. You go to the doctor's office, you don't pay anything. You go to a specialist office because you had the heart attack, you don't pay anything. You don't pay anything at all after that deductible for this Plan G. And what's the difference between Plan G with Mutual of Omaha and Humana? Nothing. Premium. Literally it. Premium. They're identical. This is every Plan G. It's standardized. They don't change. Now a Plan N, that's the other one, right? And just look at the check boxes. Checkbox right here, Plan N, right? Okay, covers that, covers that. Oh, copays apply. All right, well, that's interesting. How do the copays apply? Then we look at these check boxes over here. Oops, you got to pay the deductible. You got to pay the Part B excess charges, 15%. So if the doctor says, hey, Medicare doesn't pay me enough, I'm going to bill you an extra 15%. That's what the excess charges. So the doctor's office literally is going to bill you an extra 15%, make more money. It's okay. They're a business. They're just like us. They have to be profitable. They can't have a negative net income at the end of the year. Otherwise, they're out of business. So these other ones that we have here, this Part C and this not Part C, this Medsupps, Plan C and Plan F, these ones over here, okay, you can't sell them anymore. 1/1/1955. All right, what does that mean? What is 1/1/1955? If someone was born after 1/1/1955, they cannot get this plan anymore. So anyone that's 67 years or older right now, basically, right? So how does that hurt these clients? I'm glad that y'all asked. Let's go ahead and let me show you how it hurts these clients. And we'll go over that in just a second. Plan F examples, I kind of just went over that, right? Based on the chart that we were just at. Medicare is billed by the provider, the doctor's office, for 80%. And then the remaining is paid by the insurance company for 20%. The client doesn't pay a Part B deductible. Let's go back to that Plan F, right? Plan F and a Plan G are identical right here. Look at all those check boxes, except for the Part B deductible, $233. Right? If some of this stuff sounds like a different language, you definitely need to hop in the training and watch this stuff. So, and drop some questions in the chat so I can answer them for y'all as well. And then we're also going to go more in depth, right? So, and I know everyone's at different levels in terms of skill sets, right? Some people are very green, they're new to it, but this should be, it should be pretty straightforward. And some people are out there slinging it right now. So client doesn't pay that $233 deductible. Once the deductible is hit, client doesn't pay anything, but for these people, they don't have to, luckily. So Medicare is going to, or their plan is going to pay that. Client pays a monthly premium, on average, $170. And yes, it goes up. Plus the prescription drug plan, so another $30, and plus any additional benefits beyond original Medicare. So dental, vision, hearing, another $50 a month, right? So you see it's like $250. Plus they got to pay the Part B premium of Medicare itself, which is another $170. Okay. So you can see mathematically it hurts the client. So Plan G and a Plan F, they're identical. Same exact thing, except the client's got to pay $233 in 2022. The government loves to increase costs on our seniors, right? Terrible. This past year, 2021 into 2022, we had the single largest increase in senior costs for anything related to Medicare, okay, for Part A, Part B, that we've ever seen. 15% increases is generally what we saw in everything. Never once have we seen that increase. So it's terrible. And the trade-off is, hey, we'll give you a 6% increase in your Social Security here, but we're going to take with this other hand, which is absolutely horrible. As you guys know, our clients struggle as it is. So is a rising cost. Clients usually pay a lot lower with a Plan G than a Plan F. So that's a good reason to change. I mean, hey, you got to pay an extra $233 deductible. Okay, $20 a month. Mathematically, 170 is higher than $100, right? You're saving $70 a month and you pay the deductible. Not a big deal. Same thing with the PDP, you got to get that. Same thing with the benefits beyond original Medicare, got to get that. Okay. Plan N, that's the other one that we could sell, right? So same thing, we were looking at that on the chart over there, 80% by Medicare, 20% by the insurance company. Client also pays the deductible. And then after the deductible, they still have to pay some copayment. So they pay a $20 copayment if they go to the doctor's office, $50 copayment if they go to the emergency room, and then $15 is what the doctor, 15% rather, not $15. They have to pay Part B excess charges of 15%. They are billed, right? So they got to pay extra money. So, you know, when you do the math on it, sometimes you look at it, you're like, hey, Medicare Advantage can be better than this. Can be, just depends, not as much freedom when you're going places. So what determines rates? All right. Good question. If you just turned 65 and you have Part B, you have 6 months to use your guaranteed issue period under 65 with disabilities as well. So let's focus on what does that mean? Guaranteed issue means a lot for a lot of it actually means the same exact thing for every single product, whether it's life or health, right? Guaranteed to issue the product. No underwriting. It's guaranteed to get issued. Okay. So that's great. So if someone is new to it and they just turned 65 and they have their Part B, there's no underwriting at all. Perfect. Or under 65 with disabilities, and now their effective date for Medicare is coming up. So they have a 6-month period of time to enroll in it, which is awesome. So I got a nice little 6-month window. Open enrollment is for Medsupps, it's different than for Medicare Advantage. Open enrollment period means that they have 6 months to choose a plan. Okay, so it's different from an open enrollment with Medicare Advantage. Open enrollment Medicare Advantage is January 1st through March 31st. Open enrollment with the Medsupp, right? 6-month period to choose a plan from when they turn 65, essentially. So when we talk about, like, if you guys hear the term like AEP, or which is annual enrollment period, October 15th through December 7th, special election periods, right? If there's a natural disaster or a 5-star plan, or OEP, which is open enrollment period for Medicare Advantage plans. That does not apply to Medsupps. Remember what I said in the beginning, Medsupps, you could sling them all year round, change plans all year round. After the Medsupps OEP, premiums vary based on their health, their age, sex, tobacco, zip code, and county. Can break down all the way down to the county too, right? So there's a lot of different factors that determine it. Remember, it's medically underwritten. All right, so the end. Let's look at this. Okay, this is the last slide over here, guys, and then we'll get into it with some questions. Then Mike's gonna open up and he's gonna add some stuff to what I just said. I'll look at the questions after this. So this is the sales pitch, guys. This is the most important part. If you learned anything, learn this. You're sitting down with the client, okay? You have to be able to explain to them why the prices of their health insurance go up every single year. Like, why is it increasing? It's a great question, okay? What happens is clients pay a premium into the health insurance company, into their Plan G private health insurance company, United Healthcare, for example. And then the health insurance company, they pay claims, right? They pay claims to the doctor's office, to the hospitals, whatever it is, they're going to pay a claim. All right. So I pay my $150 a month to my insurance company. I go to the hospital because I had heart surgery. They pay the hospital. It's that simple. Like I said earlier, as we get older, people don't get healthier. Okay. So that's important, right? So the insurance companies, the larger the pool, generally speaking, the larger the pool of people, they're offsetting the risk, right? So if you have 1 million people in your pool to offset the risk, 1 million people paying premiums every single month, do you think you'll probably have lower rates long-term since the rates go up every single year because pools of people get unhealthier as they age, right? Or the pool of people that has 10,000. No, there's too much risk in the 10,000. One person that gets cancer can destroy that whole pool of 10,000 people, right? So larger insurance companies, Aetna, they have killer rates. So their Aetna Ascendo product, which is a separate contract than the Aetna Medicare Advantage product. Okay, they have great rates there. So you just kind of shop around rate-wise and you can look at that. Now, remember when I was looking at that Plan F and the Plan C, and I was saying, hey, you know what, like you can't add people to those plans anymore. After 1/1/1955, we can't add any new blood to the pool. Well, I mean, if you have a pool of people that are getting more unhealthy and the rates are increasing, people are dying, the pool is shrinking, and you can't add new blood to the pool, right? Over time, that pool is forced to shrink. Right? And there's only so many people born after 1950 or before 1955. Right? There's only so many people. Those people inherently die. It's the cycle of life, right? People die. So we have these Plan Fs and these Plan Cs, and you sit down with people and you see them, and you got to explain this to them. A Plan G is essentially identical to a Plan F, Miss Mary. Same thing. Here's the difference: $233, $20 a month. The Plan F is going to go up dramatically over time. There's going to be rate increases because we can't add new blood to the pool of people. Okay. It's not my rule. I don't make the rules. They make the rules. We just abide by them. Okay. Plan Gs, those are awesome. There's people that are adding new blood all to it. They didn't shut off the pool yet. Right. One day they will. There's 10 letters that we used to be able to sell. There's only 2 left. Right. They're shrinking it down. Why? Medicare Advantage is taking over. And then you can explain the different options and how those operate and everything. But if you see people with a Plan F, I mean, you really got to get in touch with your upline, got to get in touch with me, whoever it might be. And you need to explain this to them and be really clear about it. Like when you leave that house, like they really need to understand that that plan is going to be very expensive for them down the line. It might not be today, but the pool is forced to be shrinking because the people are dying. It's just the way that it works. So let me go ahead. I'm going to stop my screen share here and I'm going to go to the questions that we got. I got 2 questions in the chat and yeah, Mike. Okay. So one was you and that's awesome. Mike, you go ahead. I'm going to shut up and run the show, baby.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah. So this is what I come from is the Medicare side. And when I first got into the business, Medicare supplements were it. That's all I would sell. Plan F was the best and Plan G was kind of secondary, but kind of like Holden saying, for some reasons, they keep on getting rid of all these letters. They're giving us less opportunity to sell them. They want us to start migrating people over to the Medicare Advantage plan, it feels like. And that's kind of why I started making that transition. And I try to figure out what's the best way it is for me to sell the Medicare Advantage plan. And but with the Medicare supplements, if you go talk and try to explain this to someone, You just have to let them know that the Medicare supplements are the best plans on the market. And you don't want to, deter them or make them think any other different, because if you do, then you're the one that kind of looks like the idiot. And we're the experts. So again, I always let them know the Medicare supplements are the best plans on the market, hands down. And the reason why they are is because, again, you go to the doctor, you pay nothing. You go to the hospital, you pay nothing. Go to the emergency room, you pay nothing. It's that simple. If you're on a plan G, all you have to do is pay the $233. You pay that, everything's covered. I mean, you can't really beat that. The problem is, though, is that you have a monthly premium. And although that monthly premium starts out really cheap when you're 65, by the time you turn 70, if you haven't made a change, you're probably paying close to $200 per month. And when you do the math, that's $2,400 right there alone that you're paying. And then you throw on a prescription drug plan, it's another $20. Then you throw on the dental, vision, and hearing, that's another, $6.
Hey, Mike, you're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if it's just on my end or not.
Out of pocket. Oh. Try to see if can you guys hear me better now?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you're breaking up.
Okay, so anyways, with the Medicare supplement plans, they do go up. You have more. I like it, like.
Yeah, you're still breaking up pretty bad on my end.
Holding, I don't know what's going on with my cell phone.
Yeah. So I think it's you. Do you want to try dialing in? Yeah, everyone's saying you're breaking up. All right, he's gonna try and dial in real quick. While he's doing that, Darryl, you got a question? I'm gonna ask to unmute you right there. Darryl, go ahead.
I got you. Hold it. Thank you, bud.
Yes, sir.
Not really a question, more of just, I think a lot of people, when they're new to Medicare, they have a hard time getting into the Medsupps conversation. And even we're a lot of us are pretty comfortable with the Medicare or the MA only, it's the MAPDs. But I want you to think about this one thing. The primary question, the first question that I ask when I'm sitting down and educating whether a MAPD or a Medsupps is better, is ask them if they travel. So in my book of business, I have quite a few snowbirds. They may leave Oklahoma and they may go to Arizona for the winter. But if they travel, then a Medsupps is a great way to go. With the MAPD, they're going to have difficulty getting out of their region, out of their state, and getting care that they want, and it still be affordable. So the first question I always ask is, did they travel? The other thing that I want to add to the conversation is, first and foremost, our clients are always going to be number one, right? We want to make sure that we're always doing the very best job for them. But there's three elements to a sale. One is it has to be good for the client. It has to be good for the sales rep, has to be good for the IMO, FMO. And the thing that I get concerned about is that people get into the Medsupps area not realizing that Medsupps pay very differently than a MAPD does. So it's generally very much a lower commission for a Medsupps, but you start making up your income in the ancillaries with the dental, vision, hearing, and the prescription drug plan. Even at that, though, it has to be good for you too. So my concern is that with most carriers, they're not paying level lifetime commissions. So if you take a look at level lifetime commissions, there's only two companies that I'm contracted with that pay level lifetime commissions. So this is not a conversation that we typically have, and that is commissions when it comes to Medicare sales. But I think it's important to keep in mind that Blue Cross Blue Shield and Aetna pay level lifetime commissions. United Healthcare says they pay lifetime commissions, but they only pay lifetime commissions at a very low rate going into the second year until it finally dwindles down to about 3% of the AP. So you've got to think about too, is this good for you? Is it good for your client? Is it good for us as an IMO, FMO? But there's going to be 5 things that I would encourage you guys, if you're going to be getting into a Medsupp question, you want to begin to do the field underwriting, is ask them if in the last 3 years, have they had a heart attack? Have they had a stroke? Have they had cancer? Have they had uncontrolled diabetes? Or have they been hospitalized? Those 5 points typically are showstoppers for Medsupp underwriting. So it depends on the carrier. So I just want to kind of add that in to just kind of a different perspective on the Medsupps. I will tell you from a personal situation, both my parents, mom's 83, dad's 88, both mom and dad are on Medsupps. Dad's paying almost $400 a month for his Medsupp. Mom's paying $280. This is going to be probably their last year that they're going to be on Medsupps, and we're probably going to be taking and moving them over to a Medicare Advantage program. So just take a look at the demographic that we serve. They're not typically going to be your Medsupp prospect, though they need to know that they have choices. Anyway, hold on, that's all I've got.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great information. So let me unpack a couple of things for what that means for people. So when he was saying commissions, right, when he was talking about commissions with those specific products, when they said level commissions means like lifetime commission. So when we talk about Medicare Advantage plans, and you guys, you've been on the phone with me, been on the morning calls, you talk to your upline generally, we're telling you how they pay, right? Medicare Advantage, same exact thing for every single person. It doesn't matter. You're getting $287 for a renewal. Brand new to Medicare, $573 plus $50 for a health assessment, whether it's a renewal, you're switching it from one plan to another, a like kind plan change, or new to Medicare, right? On a Medicare Advantage. Medsupps, they stop paying you after a certain period of time, 5 years, 10 years. So what's in the best interest, like what he was saying, right? What's the best interest of you, your client, right? The organization that you work with. And why is there only 2 letters left of the 10? Well, I mean, the insurance companies are saying it themselves, right? We're trying to get rid of this stuff. Get paid more money. We get paid $1,000 per month per recipient for a Medicare Advantage plan. And if they're more unhealthy, they get $16,000, right? So that's something that's important as well. But like he literally just said the numbers, his parents are paying like $680 a month, right? For healthcare, for just health insurance. They don't, not going to the doctor, nothing, just for healthcare. Not going to the dentist. Dentist is sold separate, like he was just saying. Right, so that's a lot of money. So that just shows you how much those premiums go up throughout their lifetime. Right? Yeah, it may start off at $150. Can you afford $700 a month? No, most of our clients' checks are not even, that may be a third of their check. That might be half their check. That might be their whole check. Right. So our demographic specifically that we focus on is that. But sometimes we go into homes and you know what, they're more affluent, they're people that can afford it, and that's great. That's why you have to have the education as to why it is good. Let me go to Mike. I don't know if Mike's back on here. Tim, you are unmuted. I don't know if you mean to be unmuted or not. Did you have a question? Did anyone have a question? If you want to raise your hand, drop it in the group chat. Let me see if there's anyone that had a question. Nope. Let's see. Okay. All right. So just remember, if you see on their card, if you see on the client's card that they have a plan C or a plan F, you automatically, boom, you know that, hey, here's what's going to happen long-term with your plan. You could keep it. Like Darryl just explained with his own parents, you can keep it, but here's what's going to happen. I need you to be aware. It's my job. It's my obligation. It's my responsibility to explain it to you. Can you afford $700 a month in the future? No. Okay, great. Here's what is going to help you not pay that money in the future. And here's the options that we have, right? Our job is to present and educate. The better that you educate the clients, the more informed that they feel, the easier the decision is, right? So a call like this is designed to make sure that you guys can really understand that. I'm going to see if Mike is getting back on this. Let me just text him real quick. I don't know if he was the one that dialed in. Let me just check his phone number. I think 480 area code is, I see him on the bottom over here. So let me just check. Yeah, 480. All right. So let me see if I can ask him to unmute. So that way we can get him. If not, that's okay. No questions, guys. All right. All right. Let me just text him real quick. 1 second.
Hey, Holden. I was
Yes.
trying to figure out how to unmute. So
Yeah. You're good. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. We can hear you. So
Okay,
yeah, if
good.
you just want to kind of
Much
pick
better,
up
too.
where you left off, I don't know exactly where because it was cutting in and out, but give us the pitch.
Yeah. Well, so with the Medicare supplements, and what's one of the things that, Darryl had mentioned earlier too, is that, you want to make sure that you ask questions. And, there are people like, for example, that I sold this weekend, 2 Medicare supplements, and I got a couple of people I got to write up either tonight or tomorrow. But they're snowbirds. They're hop back and forth from South Dakota. And in South Dakota, there's really not much available for them to have. I know like the United Healthcare Passport could work, but not really where they're located at. So the only real option we have is the Medicare supplement plan. And the good news is that the rates are pretty inexpensive right now. It's $120, not too bad. But I did prep them and let them know that these rates are going to go up, unfortunately. And the writing is on the wall that it seems like they are trying to kind of push these Medicare supplement plans out. So that's part of the reason why we don't really talk too much about them either, is because, with these Medicare Advantage plans that you have, and the way we help design these plans by adding on the hospital indemnities, it makes them like a mini sub. But these Medicare supplement plans they're the top of the chart. If you want the best, which again, what you kind of got to look at it from like what you would want your mother to have. And this is what I would want my mom to have is a Medicare supplement. I want her to have the freedom to go anywhere she wants to go. And what people don't realize though is that is that's unusual, because when you're going through, where you're working for a company or whatever, and they're offering you health insurance benefits, those benefits typically have deductibles, co-payments, and they have networks that you have to go to. So they're restrictive. When you go on Medicare and you have a Medicare supplement, that's the unusual thing, to be able to go wherever you want to go and pay nothing, not have to get referrals, not have to do all those extra things. But if you have a little bit of money, people really love those options. But yeah, if you guys have any questions in regards to how the Medicare supplement side works, or which way you should go, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here to help. We're here to help guide you guys through this. I know it's kind of tough, especially with all the things that we're doing, but that's why we're here.
Awesome. Yeah, no, for sure. Thank you. So, awesome. Thank you, Kim. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you, Sarah. You changed your name. I think you clicked the top 3 buttons somewhere in there, and you'll figure it out. You can Google it. It'll show you, but I know you could change your name somehow. I showed someone how to do it. It's the top 3 buttons, or when you log in originally before you go into a call, that's how you change your name. Cool. All right, guys. Well, we will downset hut, as Chase likes to say on the morning calls. This is the information. All this content is in the training. I'll upload this Zoom link. We'll get everyone hooked up. I appreciate everyone joining. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.